So now me as a kid going, oh my God, so now I got to just be this out of control a-hole and I'm just going to go nuts.
As an Arsenal fan, I always say, no matter what, bro, at Old Trafford, we cannot let the crowd get into this. The red card was one of the dumbest red cards, but if you're a United fan, you take it because, again, it's just circumstances of football.
You just don't, it's not new, it's not sexy, it's not for receivers.
You see Seahawks win so many games, right? Just being the best defensive team in the league. It's not like 2 or 3 years ago where I will agree with you and say, dude, we're giving up 2 goals in the title run into Southampton. What are we doing? How are we bottling this right now?
Again, playing, coaching, managing a squad. Hey, this is what we do best, and this puts my guys in the best position to win. Hey, Mom, can you come pick me up? Out here.
Okay, yeah. Well,
Wow.
Put the gap in there, yes. But they beat City every.
Grenade, watch out!
Kobe. All right, lads. Cheers, man. Another
Cheers.
opportunity to do this.
Yep. Hey, second pint.
All right, man. Back with the Second Pint at the Petticolas Brewery in downtown Dallas. If you are a Dallas soccer fan, come out, man. It's a good time. It's a good vibe. We're also here recording every Sunday, so you want to come on, join us, give a take, always welcome.
Hot takes only.
Hot takes only. Speaking of hot takes, this video, we're going to keep it short and sweet to an extent, but we do have some uncomfortable truths to talk about. One for each of our respective clubs. As you can see, got our resident United fan here in Kelso. I'm an Arsenal fan, obviously. And the Detroit City man himself, Trejo, is...
Detroit City FC by Spurs, you feel me?
By Spurs.
North by North, you heard?
Interesting. North by North himself.
By Spurs, let's go.
All right, man. Well, Detroit City will experience more of these than Spurs will. But to the 3-point collectors in the room, yes, sir.
Hey,
cheers, brother.
yes,
Cheers,
sir.
cheers,
Yes,
cheers.
Appreciate you on the other end. Thank you.
It was a good game. It was a good game. For those who don't know, we talked about it a little bit in the last video. Kelson and I went up to go watch United play Tottenham at Cosm in Dallas, an insane facility.
Yeah, I think they're opening up more facilities across the nation. So if you ever get a chance to go and watch,
Dude.
do it. But it was amazing.
Insane.
The best part about it, what's the best part about it?
It's probably the closest thing to feeling like you're actually at the game without being there. Probably the best thing.
Absolutely.
So if you're in LA or Dallas right now, go check it out. And if you're not, like Cousin said, they're coming with more. But we got up early, went to go watch the game, and we learned. I think we learned quite a bit. What I learned and where I want to start today's conversation is with the first uncomfortable truth. Manchester United, 4 wins in a row out of the last 4, 2 title contenders beaten along the way. And I think a truth that many fans don't want to come to terms with, myself included. Manchester United are playing the best football in the Premier League and should be in a title race. Kelson, do you agree, disagree? How do you feel?
Yeah, and I'm going to lean heavily into that should, because if we were to go back to November or December and some of the games that either we tied or we lost, specifically looking at Everton. I don't know how we lost that one. They were down to 10 men, but
Everton's not bad this year. They're not bad
no,
this
but they
year.
were down to 10 men.
I remember.
So how did we lose this one? If we would have won some of those or turned those draws into wins or a loss into win, that's potentially 11 points there. We would be 1 point behind Arsenal at that point. So yes, I mean, if we could rewrite history and say that the way United's playing right now, move it back a couple of months, yes, I think that we will definitely be in a title race, and I think that we will be considered as such. Am I ecstatic with the way we're playing? Absolutely. I think that we're playing beautiful football. At least I'm very happy with what we're playing right now. It goes against kind of my Amarim in statement that we made a couple of videos ago, which I still am. I love the guy. I think that he did a lot of good things.
What I would have given for Amarim's United to play against Arsenal, that would have been amazing.
Probably wouldn't be the result that I think we got, but hey,
fair,
it is
fair,
what it is.
fair.
Again, you can't rewrite history, but I think that the way we're playing right now, yes, I think that we are. If we were to move this back a couple of months, that yes, we would be in a title conversation. We would at least be in that conversation. I don't know if we'd be favorites. I'm not saying that by any stretch, but I think we'd be in that conversation.
Yeah, maybe in the conversation. I think United. I think one. It's great to make these takes when you're in good form, right? Like when you're winning games, you have 4 in a row. Homie's hair might get cut after the next game against West Ham. We'll see if that actually happens. We have no idea. It would be the most United thing ever to like somehow find a way to not get a win in that game. But with all of that said, I think we're still in the purest form of new manager bounce we've probably ever seen. I think 4 games in a row.
Let's put a pause on that part, just because we had Solskjaer years ago, where he won like 10, 12 games before they made him like an actual, like the official
Yes.
head coach.
Yeah, but who did he beat in those runs? I don't know if he took down. Did he take down City in that run? That year,
Yeah,
City.
he beat City every
Oh
single.
yeah, that's right. That's
every
right.
single
That's
game.
right. That's right. But
Just because
the
they
gap was still
you
like
know,
19 points. Or
It
whatever.
was still, yeah. So okay, yeah. Well, let's put the gap
Wow.
in there. Yes,
Well-
but they beat City every single game.
Grenade, watch out!
Kobe. I will say this: like the only reason I challenge it is because if you look at the 4 wins, right? Squeaky bum time against Fulham, 2 worldies against Arsenal. City was the only game that United dominated, in my opinion. It is the only game United actually dominated. Spurs, you could argue they dominated after the red card, but up until the red card, actually Spurs was gaining momentum.
Honestly, even then, like after the red card, we still gave Spurs plenty of opportunity. Unfortunately, so we didn't like close it down like we did Chelsea. Earlier in the season where they went down to 10 men. We unfortunately went down to 10 men as well, and then that just created all kinds of chaos. But we didn't. I think we could have capitalized more on just that red card that unfortunately we did not.
I think the game could have gone either way. Yeah, no, it's fair. It's fair. And look, if it wasn't for Cuti Romero's ridiculously stupid, boneheaded red card, and we'll talk about that, I
Agreed.
legitimately do not know how I would feel about United. It's like, yes, the results are all really that matters. But if we're going to start having title challenging conversations, then I think we have to nitpick them the same way that City get nitpicked, Arsenal, Liverpool, whoever it is that's actually going for the title, because that's the scrutiny that your club comes under when you're playing at that level. So again, we'll see what happens against West Ham. We'll see what happens the rest of the season. I'm wondering how long new manager bounce actually lasts. But the last point I'll make is that this season's the perfect storm. If there was ever a chance for United to comfortably make top 4, to be in a quote-unquote title race, it's in a year where you have one competition to worry about, right? Again, Carrick almost benefits from the fact that Grimsby Town knocked out Amorim's fucking United, and the fact that they don't have to worry about Champions League football, and just a number of things that it's like, hey, your sole focus right now can simply be steadying the ship and focusing on one game week in and week out. And for this version of United, it works.
As I said earlier, we need Champions League because we need our sponsors to return back. Because right now, I think I saw a report that Arsenal or Adidas deal with United that anytime we're not in Champions League for more than 2 years, then we start dropping, like the deal they made drops by 10 million per year or something like that. So
well, yeah, they
we
need that back.
Champions League
They need
football
that
right now,
back.
so-
That is the
Run
goal.
it.
That is the goal. Yeah. Any last minute points on United, where they stand?
Nothing, let's just give my guy a haircut. Please.
Yeah, dude, go get that braided, dude. If you ever come to Dallas, Texas, I've got like 30 people I know that could braid that for you, brother. That is awful. And listen, this is coming from a guy with a mullet, so you know it's bad. Okay,
Yeah.
Cut that.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. Maybe they'll find a way to get Carrick some clippers, and maybe he can do it himself, bro. Because I feel like he needs to be the one. He needs to be the one that cuts that.
United
in.
kind of needs that for its PR too.
That would be great.
we need that.
It's so wild, man. It's so wild. All right, man. Let's move on. Speaking of title challenges, let's go to Arsenal. 'Cause I think it's an interesting conversation. I think an uncomfortable truth that many fans, both Arsenal and outside of the club, probably don't want to hear. Which, keep in mind, right? Arsenal coming off the back of another win, a clinical win at that, 3-0. Granted, we're in the part of the season right now where we just have to get results over the line. Gyökeres does score twice. Curious how you guys both feel about that. But before I even get into that, right? Gyökeres scores twice. He gets now, I think he's 8 goals in the Premier League, which leads me to the uncomfortable truth that everybody has been shouting against for so many years now. Arsenal do not need a 20-goal striker to win the Premier League. They just don't. Like, I think that we need moments, probably, from whoever's playing up top, Kai Havertz, Gabriel Jesus, Victor Gyökeres, whoever it might be. But I think the entire narrative has been Arsenal need this one piece to get over the line. That's all they're missing. And I just don't think that's true. I think Arteta has built a very well-oiled machine that is now experienced enough to get them over the line, as we now know that they sit 6 points atop of the Premier League after City beat Liverpool at Anfield. Unfortunately.
Love that.
For today's purposes, unfortunately.
But I would agree with that because I think that it's great that Arsenal has this arsenal or that this weapon in its arsenal in its toolbox, but I don't think that Arsenal actually needed a 20-goal striker because a lot of the attack comes from the wingers. And so I think that ultimately, if I were to elevate Arsenal even more, it would be to get better fullbacks, like upgrade to a more attacking mindset to create more chances. Because right now, the way I see Arsenal is that it's very defensive minded, which isn't a bad thing because obviously look at how Arsenal's form at home has been. It's been tremendous. Defensive front.
Bro, Harambal FC is crazy, bro. Crazy. I think
it's been locking down the back though, right? And that's a great thing to do because again, defense ultimately wins out over attack. I think because you can go and score as many goals as you want, but at some point it just you have to lock down the back before you can actually challenge for anything.
So if Arsenal were to go out and grab like another before the January window, there were those rumors that Arsenal was going to go out and try and get Guehi before he went to City. So if that had happened, I remember all the fans saying, "What is Arteta thinking? They need more firepower," and yet he's in love with center backs. He's getting another center back potentially to help them reinforce in the back when they don't have that 20-goal man up front. Do you not feel like that would be contradictory to what Arsenal need to go out and finally get this over the line?
No, because again, I think that the wings have always. I mean, you look at Bukayo Saka. You know, I know you
Bukayo Saka.
A nickname there for him.
Bukayo Saka.
I really do think that, and even playing against United, Saka was the mode of attack that really challenged the way you were pushing forward, and I think that opened up the attack to actually create more chances. So it came from the wing play, and so I think that more opportunity down that wing, just get more fullbacks that are more attacking mindset. I think that is the next upgrade for Arsenal. I really do.
Yeah, I think so too. I think you think about it, bro. Like you think about it, like even some of the best teams in the NFL when we talk about like the Super Bowl happening today, right? The Seahawks versus the Patriots. I think you see Seahawks win so many games, right? Just being the best defensive team in the league. Darnold is winning plenty of games, throwing for less than 200 yards. I think at the end of the day, if you're just a well-oiled machine, if you're super disciplined in how you approach everything from the back line through the midfield, the press defensively, bro, you just need the right amount, the volume of opportunities to go your way in transition and when you're trying to break down low blocks. I don't care if it's Jokic scoring. I don't care if it's Havertz scoring. I don't care if it's Jesus scoring. The volume doesn't matter to me as long as someone capitalizes in those moments to get us over the line. And that's kind of how I see it, man. I think we can win it the way we are right now.
Well, wasn't that the conversation though, like with Peyton Manning? I mean, let's relate this to American football really quickly. Sure. That when he went to the Super Bowl, it was all attack minded, right?
We watched that together. We watched that together. Yeah.
It was all attack minded,
hey mom, can you come pick me up? Get out of here.
Yeah. And then as soon as they met, a team that was like you said, disciplined in the back.
And that was the Legion of Boom. I think that was that era.
And they beat the shit out of them. It was actually not even close, man. Like from the very beginning, you remember they were just running it up on the opening kickoff all the way. And it was just like discipline. And like you saw a team that understood they were going up the most potent attack in the league, and it didn't matter. And that's how I feel. I think we'll learn that about Arsenal when we have to go to the Etihad, and that's coming in April. So I think, again, if we can, get a point. Doesn't matter. We maintain the 6-point gap and get a point at City. Yeah, didn't win. Like, tell contenders are supposed to win those big games away. Doesn't matter, bro. Collectively, at the end of the season, just have to have more points than City. That's all I care about.
When you do what you do, and this is what we do, and there's a method to the madness, and hey, look, we don't need this, and this because we do this, and this. This is what, again, coaching, managing a squad. Hey, this is what we do best, and this puts my guys in the best position to win. I think that's the success to every manager of all time. You don't have to go out and buy all the biggest names in anything, right? Because we've seen that fail. We've seen, hey, we're going to have X, Y, and Z guy come in, and we're going to be unreal, right? And in reality, when you play to people's strengths, hey, I know that so-and-so likes the ball played this way when we're doing this, that, and a third, and we're going to work out of the back to the front. Boom. That's the excellence of it. So I agree with that wholeheartedly, even though it pains me to say that.
No, it's fair. And like the biggest criticism I think most people have of this thinking is that, like, well, you guys are just like scoring a ton off set pieces, which keep in mind, Jokic scored two open play goals yesterday. Off the bench.
Out of how many?
Off the bench. Say what you want. He came in with 30 minutes to play, 35 minutes to play, and bagged 2. What I was saying is that people say it's not sustainable. I think Arsenal's proving that it is. I think legitimately they're proving that, like, bro, say what you want. If it's so easy to score off set pieces, why isn't your team doing it? Why isn't? Well, actually, United to an extent are doing it. So like, I can't even judge United that much because Bruno's whipping balls in like nobody's business right now. We saw another set piece goal for United yesterday. And granted, it was against 10 men, but a perfectly
doesn't
worked.
matter, dude. They're all pros.
Yeah, off the damn training ground. That's legitimately what it looked like. Say what you want, bro. People can forget about set pieces all they want to, but they're still part of the game. You still have to defend against them. And if it's so damn easy, let me see your team do it. Let me see your team do it for 38 games and hoist up the Premier League trophy at the end of it.
And for
I really
those,
do think that right now. Oh, sorry.
no, go ahead, please.
I was gonna say I think right now Arsenal is its worst enemy. Like no matter who you're gonna play against, whether it's Champions League or anyone within the Premier League,
Sure.
You have the talent to beat them, and you've proven that you can beat them. But right now, and I'm saying this because United won against Arsenal because we capitalized on your mistakes. We capitalized on in the first 30 minutes of Arsenal versus United. You dominated. I was like, oh shit, this is going to be a terrible game for United. You're going to run away with this, and then you got in your own head. And so because you're so sound defensively, you go back to the basics. You just have to get out of your own way, and I think that you guys.
I agree with the sentiment. I don't think we got in our own way at United. I think you guys scored two. I think you scored two worldies. I think legitimately.
We did.
I don't think United could replicate that performance ever again. I think that legitimately was Dorgu hitting a shot he'll never hit again in his career, and I think that again, and was it a mistake? Yes, but it's not like 2 or 3 years ago where I will agree with you and say, dude, we're giving up 2 goals in the title run into Southampton. What are we doing? How are we bottling this right now? It's legitimately, yes, in transition, United steals the ball, and Dorgu just shoots 35 yards out of nowhere, hits the crossbar and goes in. Shit, it happens. I almost, not that I can't be mad about that, but it's like, how probable is that to ever happen again and us to replicate that performance? I can't take too much away from that. What I will say is, like, if we answer the question, my last point here, if we answer the question of, right now all the English pundits are asking, can Arsenal win the quadruple? Right? Because technically right now across all 4 competitions, they are the statistical favorite, the betting odds favorite to win the Prem, to win the Carabao, the FA Cup, and the Champions League. But when people ask me...
Give me the underdog, baby.
When people ask me, like, is that possible? I don't think so. And the biggest reason why is because most fans forget that when you get to the inevitable point of the business end of the season, which is March, April, if Arsenal is still in the Champions League, they're going to have to pick. Right? If you want your best players to play against City and then to also come up against PSG 3 days later, you're going to have to pick and choose which route you want to go in terms of players being available and giving their best to get across a 2-leg tie and a high-stakes UCL match versus, a title run into the Premier League. So,
but could you take 3 out of the 4? Do you think you're strong enough? Your side is strong enough.
I think they can. I think if
you drop one, it's going to be the Carabao Cup.
No, so I think, in my opinion, the Carabao Cup is super important for everything Arsenal wants to win moving forward. I think the FA Cup, yeah, could we get past Wigan and then move on to the next round? Sure, but I think the Carabao Cup, because it comes first, it's almost like you guys we put in all this hard work, right? And it's against City. That's super important. If it was against another team, I would almost agree with you that we can drop it. And, like, it's like, okay, we could drop it, and, like, it's still not going to mean much for what these players think about the rest of the season. But if we lose a final to City in the title run-in against City,
there's a little more weight to that.
Yes,
sure.
I just question what happens, right?
Yeah.
If you're a coach, do you not question a little bit what the player's mentality is going to be after that when they think about now going up against this giant who's always had their number at the most important part of the season, who's beat them to titles 2 out of the last 3 years?
Correct.
And you lose a cup final to them, and then you have to figure out a way to, like, stave them off in the title run-in. I think it's difficult, man.
It's 100% difficult because then you're in the back of your head going, are they better than us? I don't really know. I mean, they beat us now, but boys, that doesn't mean anything. In the back of their minds as players, because everybody in here has been a player at some point of time, hey, are they? Because they just beat us in this. So there is that monkey on your back saying, hey, dude, if I can shed this off, can we do it? And for those that don't understand the Harambal FC part of it, to make an American football, right? Guys, everybody here at some point in time has played football in their lives, American football, okay? And when you come against that one team in your district that plays triple option football, and you're like, oh my God, this is from the 1940s. Why do they still do this? Because at the end of the day, what they do truly, though, is a part of the game, and it hasn't gone away. You just don't – it's not new. It's not sexy. It's not for receivers. You're not in like they're getting away from 22 personnel. You're getting away from these things. So
it's a great comparison. It's a great comparison.
To make the comparison, yeah, you're looking at a piece of the game up. They shouldn't beat you on that. That's just a naive part of it, running the ball and doing X, Y, and Z, right? But in reality, it's still a part of the game, so you got to prep for it. So
that's a great comparison. I think exactly. Arsenal finding a way to go back to like archaic football, if you will, to win on set pieces. And again, a lot of this is because of what the Premier League throws at you, right? When you have to play a low block every single week, you guys saw it yesterday, how hard it is, even against 10 men, to break down a low block. If you had to do that every single week, I think most fan bases would then be empathetic, I think, of what Arsenal has to go through week in and week out. They will. They'll set up in transition, and they really will play to just like let you guys have the ball. We'll figure out how United could force United to break us down, and then when they can't, let's see how they defend in transition. And I think that'll be an interesting test for Carrick to overcome.
It's a perfect segue to talk about. I mean, do you want to move on to?
Yeah, I think Tottenham's the last big topic. And I think the uncomfortable truth on that side. We all saw the game yesterday, and I think United. Fair play to United. Kept a clean sheet. Kept everything in front of them 30 minutes in. The red card was one of the dumbest red cards, but if you're a United fan, you take it because, again, it's just circumstances of football. And no matter what, even with we've seen teams with 10 men win games in the Premier League. Like, we've seen it.
Everton literally beat us.
Yeah. It's already happened. It's already happened. So the fact that, I thought Tottenham with 10 men did some things well, but overall they were put in a terrible position by their captain at the end of the day. And this... When I went home, Kelson, we saw the game together, went to Cosm. When I came home and thought about what I want the topic for today to be around Tottenham, and I wanted to think about why is it that Spurs can find a way to be in these games until they take themselves out of it. And that's what I think separates Tottenham from like literally any other Big Six club, is that they don't have the leadership in place to get these over the line. My uncomfortable truth that I think is going to be uncomfortable probably for Trejo to sit here and listen, but I think we got to talk about it. Spurs won't win a major trophy. And say what you want about last year. They will not win a major trophy until they have real leaders in that squad. Agree or disagree?
Agreed, but from a different take. And I'm going to be very transparent here. I don't necessarily know that it's the players, because if we look at the roster and how banged up we are, there's only so much it goes into when you got kids out there. And hear me out here. I hear that. I hear what you're saying, but it starts from the top, dude. If you've made investments to ensure that you have depth and you can go the distance, you're good. Right now, you're seeing that there isn't enough depth for us to go. We're riding a hot streak. The reason that you're pissed at Kuti is because, hey, dude, why did you not?
He's the captain. I don't need my captain. Okay, look, if I'm anybody, right, literally anybody, let's say I'm Palinha on the pitch, okay, and I know we're going out there with 3 to 4 academy products because of how injury-ridden we are. If I'm Thomas Frank even and talking to my captains before the game and saying, hey, this is the most informed team in the Premier League right now. Nobody can argue that. So I need you to keep everything in front. I need the first half at a minimum to not be a negative. We have to go into the second half away at Old Trafford, right? And we already know how those fans are. Even if they're not in form, as an Arsenal fan, I always say, no matter what, bro, at Old Trafford, we cannot let the crowd get into this. Yes, you cannot let the crowd get into this. The minute they get into this, it creates havoc, like everywhere. Doesn't matter what form. United could be in bottom half of the table like they were last year. They pushed Arsenal and every Big Six team to the brink every time because of how difficult it is to play at Old Trafford. So all of that context going in, 30 minutes in, and you're going studs up on somebody's shin, brother. Like, I just don't understand. If I heard Lee Dixon say this on the broadcast before halftime, but he was saying that if I'm Cuti Romero, I'm waiting at the locker room door to say sorry to every player that's coming in. Brother, I would literally tell Romero if I'm walking past him, fuck yourself. Like, I'm so beyond pissed because you just created a no-win scenario for us. At a minimum, now we hope to get away with a point, maybe, but they're good on set pieces. They're the most informed team in the league. We're playing away at their ground. They're probably going to fucking score. At least that's what I'm thinking in my head right now.
Sure.
They're probably going to score. Like, bro, and how do you get out of that? I mean, you said it as well as I do, right? Like, you don't really have, you had Solanke trying to muscle off center backs up top. Xavi Simon's played decently well considering what he was asked to do.
Absolutely.
No doubt. dude, it's just like what do you expect to do moving forward?
So let me put it this way to you: who do you think a two-parter question? Who do you think the current leaders are, and then who would you want to be a leader within the team?
Okay, so off of seniority alone, I think Tuti Romero is the guy, right? You got the band. That's officially who's the guy. Who do I don't know that if you can't keep yourself together for a match as significant as the one we just had was, I don't know that needs to be you anymore. Because you've just shown me you don't know how to handle high pressure situations.
You let the passion get ahead of yourself.
No, 100%. You don't know how to be like, hey, no. Because one thing that I've learned in coaching is the kids will only, and again, he is working with kids. Academy products.
That's fair.
Hey, dude.
That's fair.
It's a young team.
They're only going to be as calm as the guy who's been here a million times. Dude, you won it all in the big one. And I'm seeing you go studs up and just being an a-hole. So now me as a kid going, oh my God, so now I got to just be this out of control a-hole and I'm just going to go nuts. Right? In all reality.
Bro, that's great. That's a great take. Like he's not, in my opinion, he's not this guy for Argentina. I don't see this. Even with Licha, right? Like with Martinez. I think sometimes he's had, I call them these bozo moments, right? Where you're just like, dude, what are you thinking? Like, what are you doing? Why are you choosing to take yourself out of this game and leave the rest of your team in the lurch? I have no idea. It doesn't make any sense to me. I wish, if I was a Spurs fan, I'd be wishing that we got Argentina's version of Cuti Romero, who seems pretty in line. Bro, I'm a Barca fan. I have Barca fans telling me what I would give. I hope he tanks at Spurs so that we can get him at Barca. I'm like, I don't want him. He's Araujo part 2. In the biggest of moments, he's going to commit a stupid foul that takes us out of the tie. Like, I don't want it. I'd rather deal with a La Masia kid who at least I know is going to be in the moment, composed, controlled. If we give up a goal, it's okay because we're going to find a way to get one back. But if you never have that opportunity because you lose your head in those moments, I don't know, man. That can't be a captain. That can't be a captain.
Leaders I think that would actually be able to prove themselves in Tottenham would be Gallagher, and then Simons.
Gallagher's the most on-brand Tottenham signing, by the way, like of all time. Like I just feel like, and bro, people will say that's a dig. I mean, I just feel like
100% a dig.
I just feel like he's not like a creative midfielder. And that's fine. He's like just this, like, and I agree with Kelson. He's this workhorse that just does all of that dirty work in the middle of the field that you want someone like that to do. And he's a London boy at the end of the day. Like, I think he came out of Chelsea's academy, but it feels like this is the type of guy that you do want to like step up, be an example, and show that you can be impactful on the pitch without being the rah-rah, super loud, obnoxious guy, or the one who's like clanging into every tackle like his life depends on it. And I'm not saying you shouldn't be passionate.
Sure.
But, bro, you can't.
That plays a part in every single match.
But you can't disguise lack of discipline as passion. You just can't.
100%. But I think that's something that we as football fans definitely give a pass to. Oh, he's just passionate. No, that's called piss poor discipline and not actually doing what you're supposed to do. Because all day I can sit here and say, well, I go harder than all of you. Yeah, well, buddy, you played 90 minutes. I played 5, and I got thrown out after 30. So, sorry. I mean, who do I want to see? I'd have hope for Gallagher. I really thought that the real leader was going to be Matters pre getting hurt.
Yeah.
And that's who I wanted because I think he has a way about him that the other guy's like, shit, I mean, he feels confident. I feel confident too. I'm loosey-goosey. Have you ever seen the guy warm up for any game? He looks like he's having fun.
Yeah.
He scores a goal.
Fuck that celebration, bro. I can't stand it.
He's having fun. But that's part of it,
He's
right?
having fun. I mean, and that helps set the tone.
1,000%. Yes.
That shit's so cringe, by the way. That little.
Is it cringe?
It's so cringe, bro. It's so cringe. Cringe FC.
Wow.
Yeah, it's wild. That's wild.
Shut up, Cryo Soccer. Nobody cares, dude. Nobody wants to hear
What
that
I will
BS.
say is all of our teams have had this guy. I will argue Bruno, prior to the last season or two, has been that guy.
Oh, let's say Bruno and Casemiro.
Yeah,
Like,
Casemiro loses his head. Lisandro Martinez, 2 foot people. I've seen him lose his head. Xhaka, granted, Xhaka forever for Arsenal was that guy that just got stupid red cards, would be willing to fight with our own fans in the stadium. Like, we all have those guys. So I'm not talking from a place of hypocrisy. I'm just saying that Spurs on paper legitimately have decent talent. I can't figure out for the life of me how they continue to have games like what we saw yesterday where they just take themselves out of it. Like you guys just, it's like you want to be the victims. You legitimately want to be the victim.
I don't know that it's I want to be the victim, and I don't know that that's the stance of the guys either. But if we're being 100% right, the roster is kind of like, hey, I'm going to slap a couple names up there and hope this fits. Hope this works.
Bro, he's
and
doing the
survives.
best he can. He's doing the best he can. And
Which is fine, but it doesn't dismiss the fact that we are brutally beat down.
how is Barcelona able to do this?
Subs.
How is Barcelona able to do this week in and week out with kids?
Football heritage.
Yeah, probably. But I'm saying that, like, it's just discipline, bro. It's just discipline at the end of the day. And I will say, like, and yes, the manager has something to do with this. I'm not going to say he doesn't, because we saw it. I made the Barca reference. Saw it before Hansi Flick with Xavi. Our team was not very disciplined. I don't know how many cards we had, winning a ton of games, just barely 1-0, 13 different 1-0 victories in that title charge. And it's all being done with kids. And yes, I agree. At certain points, you can make that excuse. But at some point, the manager has to come in and I don't know, man, slap some people around, bro. Start benching people. Like, even if they're available, I don't give a shit. Play the kids. But there has to be something that shows Romero and other supposed leaders that there's actual consequences beyond what the league will impose for you playing as ill-disciplined as you play. Like, there's no way, bro. At this point, sell him. Like, I just feel like you can get that money and bring in someone who can buy into what Thomas Frank is trying to do. And he needs to do more, don't get me wrong, but there's got to be a way to utilize the manager that you have and the core of the talents that you have to get more. And I think leadership is it.
Give us your core. If you look at Spurs right now, who is your core?
From bottom to top, sure. I think Bergvall in the middle, core player that you guys should continue to build around. I actually wanted him at Barca before he went to Spurs, which is crazy. I think Kudus is a key piece on the wide right. I think because you don't have a creative 10, matters when he gets back is going to be crucial to that as well. In the back, you guys should do everything you can to keep Van de Ven, but he might get impatient. And then I would say, man, probably like someone like Destiny Udogie, who's going to find a way to kind of just stay relevant on the left-hand side. But some of these players, you're in jeopardy of losing them because you're not finding fixes to the problem fast enough. And if anything, after what we saw against City, you're creating more setbacks for yourself now with these moments, especially when he goes on Instagram and says the shit that he says and then come in and get the red card that he got in Cuti Romero. Brother, you stay off social media the rest of the season. Don't get on. Like you don't have anything to say anymore. It's done.
Keep family business in the house.
It's done.
You can worry about that.
Yeah, it's done. Literally, man. Like, delete it off your phone, bro. I think it's over for that. Yeah, man. Closing arguments. Anything else? I think we kind of wrapped up all three topics pretty well. Good. Yeah. As far as uncomfortable truths go, man, those are our three when it comes to Arsenal, Manchester United, and Tottenham. Guys, if you agree, disagree, anything in between, let us know in the comments down below. We want to make this show better, so anything that you feel like we could be doing in addition to what you're already seeing on camera, let us know, man. Again, if you're in the Dallas area, guys, this bar is so legit. It's so good, man. Beer's delicious. The vibes are immaculate. When the World Cup gets here. Yeah, bro. Yeah, food truck, good, man. Solid. So if you guys want to come hang out with us, be a part of the show, or even just absorb the atmosphere as far as fans go, come check it out. Downtown Dallas, Petacolas Brewery. You're not going to regret it. But that's it, man. So for everybody here at the Second Pint and Goals TV, my name's Jose. That's Trejo. That's Kelso. We'll catch you guys next time.